I've decided to start doing a weekly video on a Tuesday where I just come and chat to you guys about my music and the subjects that it revolves around. So the song that I posted most recently is called Am I Beautiful Now? And for the longest time I just had the chorus kind of going around in my head. Yeah, my physical appearance is something that I've had to encourage myself with. I was bullied at school for how I looked. They used to call me things like Godzilla and King Kong, and they told me it's because of what I looked like. Shrek was another one as well. Shrek was another one. So yeah, I had to make peace with my flaws physically. I see a lot of this in the world as like in society and things, of this standard of beauty, when really beauty it's not a fact, you know, it's not a fixed thing. It's a perception, it's a lens that you choose to see through. And I think this is why people also tend to look back on their exes and think, ugh, what have I done? Like, how could I ever be with them, you know? And a lot of the time it isn't because they literally physically look different, it's because your perception of them has changed. So in that regard, everyone is both astoundingly beautiful and horrifically ugly at the same time. This is like a little phrase of mine, one of my phrases of life. So this like standard and this fixed image that is portrayed in this sense, it's simply not true. I mean, you are beautiful just for being you, because you hold your own unique beauty, and that isn't for anyone to tarnish, because it's just your own embodiment, you know? And that's something I feel we need to focus more on, doing away with flesh, you know? Not being so focused on the outward and focus more on the inward. So this song is it's inspired by my own experiences and feelings of insecurity and of being, you know, mocked for appearance and for not fitting this standard of beauty. Yeah, if anyone wants to chat to me about this stuff, just put it in the comments. Just leave a little comment if you wanna have a little chin wag. I'm a bit weird, and I've told myself that I'm not gonna cut these, so that's gonna be interesting. Is there anything else I wanted to say? Just remember you're beautiful, you know? And one of my reasons for wanting to start this is to open conversation. My songs tend to revolve around quite deep things. A lot of sadness. There's a lot of depression going on there. So, but I'm healing. And the other thing as well is healing's a spiral, isn't it? It's not linear. It's not a case of I was broken, now I'm fixed. It's a case of you, in my own journey, this is what I have discovered myself doing, is just going through the layers of healing, you know? Like I'll go through one trauma or one pain and I'll heal it from a certain perspective, and then some time will pass and then I come back around to it from a different perspective, and then that's another layer that needs healing. So I spent the longest time thinking that I needed to be healed, happy and healthy before I would ever be suitable to extend any kind of help to anyone else, or that I would be of any use. When really now what I've come to is accepting those shadow parts of myself, not accepting them in the sense of I welcome them and accept them as an attachment to my identity, but I accept them as experiences, and I accept them as aspects that I've had to deal with, and perhaps they'll always be the thorn in my side, you know? I choose to see this from a perspective of, you know, when runners, they put those like knee pads on and it creates more resistance and it builds the muscle up stronger. This is the perception that I've chosen to have with my struggles and my mental health. And, you know, I've been thinking maybe like talk about this in the comments as well, because this is something that I've been thinking of, about confessing to weakness. And this thought has kind of been inspired by, I was in a chat for a certain artist, and another fan had put something in the chat about referring to like weaknesses in respect of like mental health things and physical health. And I personally, maybe it's my pride, maybe it's some arrogance that needs to die, but I hate that word weakness. And so many people have looked at me or made me feel so small, and so like I was wrong for dealing with depression, like I was abnormal, and I always felt such a burden, you know. I just lost my trail of thought. Weaknesses. So confessing to something like this being a weakness is a bit of a touchy spot for me, because I'm determined to not be weak. But maybe that's where we find strength, is by confessing that something is weak, and by acknowledging that weakness. That's where we find the true strength, perhaps. You know? No. What do you think? That's a question that's been going around my head. So I'm gonna come chat to you guys every week. Yeah, and my son's amazing scribbles on the walls. I feel the need to acknowledge. I've got my own little Picasso going on here. I am gonna paint over them just as soon as he stops scribbling on them. I do encourage him to use paper. He's very strong-minded. So yeah, am I beautiful now? Yes, you are. You are beautiful exactly how you are. You hold your own unique beauty. So just remember that. If ever anyone tries to ever make you feel less than, just remember that. Mwah. And I'll see you next week. Bye.